You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.
The options market can be a confusing place. Sorting through the daily avalanche of data, alerts, updates, articles, and analysis to find the most important information is an overwhelming prospect. But now you have help. Welcome to the Options News Rundown, the only program that breaks through the noise to bring you the most important news and information from the world of options. Every day we bring you the top 5 option stories curated by the options experts at theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider. And now it's time to break through the noise. It's time for your Options News Rundown.
Good morning. Today is Monday, August 27th, 2018. This is your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli. Our first story today is from investing.com. It's the top 5 things to know in the market on Monday. First thing to know is NAFTA deal is likely hours away. With summer drawing to a close, trade-related headlines could be the main driver of sentiment this week. U.S. and Mexican trade negotiators are hours away from squaring away bilateral differences on the North American Free Trade Agreement. The Mexican Economy Minister told reporters as he entered the offices of the U.S. Trade Representative. "We've continued making progress," he said. Talks are set to resume at 9 a.m. Eastern Time in Washington. President Donald Trump tweeted on Saturday morning that the United States relationship with Mexico is getting closer by the hour. Some really good people within the new and old government and all working closely together. A big trade agreement with Mexico could be happening soon. The U.S. and Mexico have been holding bilateral talks aimed at resolving their differences before bringing Canada back to the talks. The 3 governments are hoping to reach a new NAFTA agreement in principle by the end of August. The second thing to know today is U.S. stocks set to extend push into record territory. U.S. stock index futures ticked higher, suggesting Wall Street could extend its push into record territory after a market-friendly speech by Fed Chairman Powell and signs of progress on the U.S.-Mexico NAFTA trade deal. The third thing to know today is Tesla sinks after Musk abandons buyout. Tesla shares looked set for a big down day as investors reacted to Chief Executive Elon Musk's decision to abandon a proposed $72 billion buyout to take the electric car maker private. Musk said in a blog post late on Friday that his decision to scuttle the proposed deal was motivated in part by existing Tesla shareholders who said they wanted the company to remain publicly traded. Tesla shares are already down nearly 10% from their level on August 7th, just before Musk tweeted that he had funding secured for a buyout at $420 a share, fell 4.4% in pre-market trade to $308.60. The fourth thing to note today is the dollar stabilizes after Powell. Away from equities, the U.S. dollar was little changed against a basket of other major currencies, stabilizing after remarks from Fed Chair Jeremy Powell last week sent the greenback lower. At a closely watched symposium at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, the Fed chairman on Friday emphasized the central bank's push to raise interest rates despite President Donald Trump's recent criticism of higher borrowing costs. Powell made the case that gradual rate hikes are the best way to protect U.S. economic recovery and keep job growth as strong as possible and inflation under control. And the fifth thing to note today is oil dips as oversupply concerns remain. In commodity markets, oil prices fell as investors remained on edge about potential oversupply, despite signs that U.S. sanctions on Iran could curb output. Concerns the U.S.-China trade dispute will erode global economic growth and hurt demand on crude also weighed. International Brent crude oil futures were at $75.78 a barrel, down 34 cents from their last close, and U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were down 31 cents at $68.41 a barrel. Our second story today is from NASDAQ.com. FANG stocks, what to expect in the second half. Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google parent Alphabet continue to demolish the stock market, posting average year-to-date returns of 40% compared to 7.5% rise for the S&P 500 index. The collective outperformance of FANGs come even as both the NASDAQ Composite Index and the S&P 500 logged all-time highs on Friday. And the fact that FANG stocks account for just 12.8% of the S&P 500 makes it even more remarkable, dispelling the notion that FANG is doing all the heavy lifting. That said, not all FANGs have participated equally. The phrase, "if you live by the FANGs, you die by the FANGs," was magnified following the declines of both Netflix and Facebook following their earnings results. The latter in particular suffered a 19% tumble after warning investors that revenue growth would take a hit in the second half of the year. Facebook's decline, which equated to 1/5 of its value, $120 in market cap, quickly spread to the other FANG stocks. And our third story today is from investing.com. Cryptos are higher as Bank of America applies for a blockchain patent. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies were higher on Monday as news that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission will review the applications of Bitcoin exchange-traded funds continue to bolster digital coins. Bitcoin rose 0.2% to $67.2510 on the Bitfinex exchange as of 8:17 a.m. Eastern Time. Cryptocurrencies overall were higher, with the coin market cap of total market capitalization of $217 billion at the time of writing. That's compared to $212 billion on Friday. Ethereum, the second biggest alternative currency by market cap, rose 0.5% to $276.25, while XRP, the third largest virtual currency, increased 1.41% to 32.78 cents, and Litecoin was at $57.50.9. That's up 0.62%. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is news you can use for today, Monday, August 27th, 2018. Your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli. Trade smart and have a great week.
Thank you for listening to the Options News Rundown. To learn more about these stories or any other developments from the world of options, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider.
The preceding program was a production of the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions@theoptionsinsider.com.